Okay, just getting back to my Scottish friends. Scottish film fan recommended this one to me, or to all of us actually, Days of Glory, which is a film that I think I might have heard of, but I sort of glossed over. I didn't take a lot of notice of it until he mentioned it on his channel and said how good it was, and I picked this up from the UK for a pretty good price. In hindsight, I probably should have spent a little bit more and got the Blu-ray, because the Blu-ray's got some good extras on it apparently, but I picked this up cheap. It's just a bare bones release. The transfer looks great though, I must admit, for a DVD. It's a good film. I really enjoyed it. It has a few moments that are a little bit too close to Saving Private Ryan, in my opinion, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, based on the true story of Algerian soldiers who fought for the French army in World War II. And yeah, it's really impressive film. It's got some great scenes in there, and it's quite moving, and it's well worth a look. So that's Days of Glory. And another one that he recommended is Vanilla Sky. Now, of course, I think everyone's heard of Vanilla Sky and everything, but it's probably not a film that I would have had a look at without his recommendation. He gave it a good rap, so I decided to pick up the local release of it. I haven't seen the original Spanish film that this is based on. This is a remake of a Spanish film called Open Your Eyes, and this is Cameron Crowe's remake of that film. This time it's set in New York, and I got to say I was pretty impressed with this film. A lot of people sort of are baffled by it and all that sort of thing. It's certainly not confusing. I don't think it is, and it's impressive. And if you haven't seen it, or if you're similar to me and you've sort of, oh yeah, okay, yeah, Vanilla Sky or whatever, but give it a look, because you may well. Okay, next up is a film by Harmony Korine called Gummo. A lot of people will absolutely hate this film. It's quite confronting, but I mean, I think it has. I understand where he was coming from to make it. I'm not sure it was entirely successful, but it's still worth having a look if you like films that are a little bit out of the mainstream. That's the local release of Gummo, and a film that Harmony Korine wrote but didn't direct. This is a Larry Clark film called Kids. This is quite excellent. I really enjoyed this. It is quite confronting, this one, but there's some good performances in here from a young cast, and it's excellent. Like I say, it's quite confronting, but it's worth having a look at. That's the local release of Kids. Just changing tack a little bit. I've always considered this film a little bit of a chick flick, and to be honest, I didn't give much of a thought of ever picking it up, but I can't remember how I got onto this one, but I looked at the trailer. I gave the trailer a look, and I'm thinking, I don't think this is a chick flick at all. It has tones of a chick flick, and it's sort of a romantic mystery type thing. But this film looks sensational. Again, I haven't had a chance to have a look at it yet. I'm just going on the trailer and reports. Most people that have seen it really, really like it. So I'm really looking forward to having a look at this. This is the 2-disc local edition. I picked this up for a good price from Easy DVD. There's some good extras on there, making of, commentaries, that sort of thing. So yeah, that might be worth having a look at. A very long engagement. Okay, next up is Fulci's Zombie Flesh Eaters, or Zombie as it's known in other countries. This is the umbrella release. Audio commentary on here, a couple of other extras. Yeah, it looks okay. It's not startling transfer or anything. It's probably as good as any other edition. A little bit soft, but yeah, that's I picked that up for $10 from Top End Discs, so a pretty good price. Next up is Babel. Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu's film. I have this on Blu-ray, as many of you may remember. I picked this up. This is the 2-disc collector's edition. I picked this up for $5, and the reason that I bought the the DVD, well, apart from the good price, was this DVD set on the second disc has the feature-length making-of documentary, which for some reason was not included on the Blu-ray. So I picked for $5. It'd be crazy not to. So that's Babel, the 2-disc collector's edition. Okay, next is United 93. Haven't seen this one either yet. This is still wrapped. I haven't opened it. Picked this up for $5 the other day. I don't really need to tell anyone the story of this. Everyone knows it. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's supposed to be really harrowing. You guys can let me know what you think of it in the comments. But there's a documentary on here, a 60-minute documentary about the people that this film portrays and their families. So I'll definitely have a look at that as well. But yeah, it's sort of a film that you look forward to seeing, but you don't look forward to seeing. I know what it's. I mean, we all know what happens, but apparently this is very true to life. So it's very harrowing. So yeah, it's United 93. Another one I picked up for $5 is The Beguiled. This is one of the hidden gems, I think, of Clint Eastwood's work. It's not directed by him, it's directed by Don Siegel, but it's haven't seen this in many, many years, but I do remember it very well. Geraldine Page is in there as well, and I'm going to watch this over the next couple of days, hopefully, when I can get to it. I'm trying to get to quite a few discs, but we'll get there, again, another one that cost me $5. This is Munich, Steven Spielberg film. I haven't seen this one either. It's still wrapped. Some good extras on there. Seen the trailer and everything. Pretty impressive. I've heard some good things about it and heard some ordinary things about it. But for $5, I can't really go wrong. I'll give it a look and I'll see what I think of it myself. It's an Australian film called Lucky Country, made by Creve Stenders. A really good psychological thriller. It's probably not very well known. This is the 2-disc Madman set. There's some good extras on here. Aidan Young's in this. A really good performance by a young actor. What's his name? Toby Wallace. Excellent performance in his first role. I think about a 12-year-old kid. Really good in a difficult role. Like I said, 2-disc set. This is really surprisingly good, and it really hasn't had much attention, so it's worth having a look at. Get onto YouTube. I think there's the trailer up there, and have a look, and it's worth tracking down. Lucky Country. This is a film that won an Academy Award for Best Foreign Film in 2004. It's called The Sea Inside. Javier Bardem plays the lead role, a very different role to his role in No Country for Old Men, obviously. A really nice film, very moving. It's just sensational. It's similar, a true story, but it's along the lines of The Diving Bell and The Butterfly. Definitely worth having a look at. Some good extras on there as well. That's called The Sea Inside. Next, a couple of British classics. This is The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, the Powell and Pressburger film. Nearly 3 hours long. It's a big film, but it's in colour. Don't be fooled by those black and white images there. It's in Technicolor. This cost me $5. There's bare bones. There's nothing on it but just the film. If you are a fan of this film, you're probably better off to spend a little bit extra and get the Criterion release, which has got some decent extras on it and everything. The transfer of this is okay. It's not. There's a bit of colour fluctuation in there. So yeah, I mean, for $5, I'm not complaining. But if you were serious about this film, I'd go for the Criterion. You'll pay a bit extra, but it's probably worth it in the long run.